project for the next coming weeks. Rusting the bit in. Hi, my name is Adrian and welcome to Practical DIY. In this episode we'll be looking at the wheels and tyres. These are the wheels of the Minimoto. So today we'll be replacing the rear sprocket as it was bent and needs replacing. And we'll also look at bearings, make sure they're okay, and we'll see if we can get them cleaned up and looking a bit more new. So here we go. First things first, we'll do the rear wheel. Quick look round. Just double check, see where everything goes. We'll come to reassemble it. First thing I'll do is I've left the spindle in. I'll take that out. Take the old rear sprocket off, which is held on by 3 bolts. These 3 here. We'll use Allen keys to remove this with a hex drive. You can see there clearly. So we'll get on with that now. Right, then we strip down the wheel. Taking the bearings out. One of them, this one, fell out, so check the tolerances on that. But now we can clean the wheel up. Get this aluminium looking a bit newer and polished up to how it should be. So here we go, that's the old sprocket. If I compare that to the new one, here's the new sprocket. We can see how badly warped the old one is in comparison. Holding them together, look. The new one is slightly bigger because the original is 68 teeth and the new one is 72. It's not going to be such quite high top end speed because of the gear reduction with the new sprocket, but it will give us better acceleration. So after stripping down the wheel, this is what all the parts are laid out on the table. The bearings are running smooth, they're nice and clean, they're sealed bearings. There's no play in them, so they must be okay. So I'll reuse those. All the rest of the parts need degreasing and cleaning up. Had a look at the brake caliper. As I mentioned in the first episode, there wasn't any movement, and looking at it, looks like the pins are bent to the extreme, so they need straightening before we can get this unseized. So first of all, we'll get all these cleaned up and degreased. Right, what I've got here is an old ice cream tub I use for cleaning parts. I'll just chuck all the bits in, and what we'll do is spray it with the degreaser, let it all soak in, and then we'll use a wire brush or something to degrease it all and get them all clean. I'm not going to bother with the old sprocket, that's all damaged, so I'll be using the new sprocket anyway. And we're not going to degrease the bearings because they're all sealed. I'll just give them a wipe over. You can see it's got a plastic seal on there. Don't want to break that because they're all sealed with grease in them. So I'll come back in a few minutes after I've degreased them. Before I started working on this bike, I also noticed we've got a slow puncher on the rear wheel. To help find this, I'm going to inflate the wheel using a pump. I'm going to use a bike pump here, just to get enough pressure in so that any air leaking can be identified using the spray bottle with some dish soap in, or washing up liquid. We'll just spray that on all over the tyre and see where the air is leaking, and it will give a little trail of bubbles. Right, that should be enough air, so we'll start spraying the wheel with some soapy water and see where the bubbles are coming from. Looks like we've got a leak here, so let's spray on some more of the soapy dish soap. Clear some of the bubbles and have a closer look. Yep, there's our leak. Right, to fix the leak we're going to have to take the tyre off the rim and see what's causing the leak. Next I'm going to use a valve removing tool to remove the valve. This will help deflate the tyre very quickly and make it easier to remove the tyre from the rim. Now to remove the tyre from the rim, spray on some soapy water, not lubricate it, and then I'm using a couple of black bladed screwdrivers and just try and break the bead using these screwdrivers, as I don't have a bead breaking tool. Next I'm going to pry the tyre over the rim using one of the screwdrivers, and using the second screwdriver I work my way around slowly to try and get the bead over the rim and get the tyre off. There we go, got the tyre off, and just do the other side. Again, using the screwdrivers, force the wheel over the bead. Right, I've taken the tyre off, and you can see there's a lot of dirt and corrosion where previous people have not cleaned off the rim before installing new tyres. So what we'll do is we'll clean up the whole rim, degrease it, and probably use soft wire brush, probably with brass bristles, so don't damage the beading, and try and remove as much of this old rubber and corrosion as we can to give us a nice new seal when we come to put the tyre back on. Right, we've cleaned up the rim now, looking much better. on the inside edges of the rim here. In certain places there was a lot of pitting, so I've had to use a small amount of 400 grit wet and dry, just very carefully just removing any surface pitting. That will help stop any leaks. I don't know whether to paint the wheels or not, but for now I just cleaned them up and they look rather smart, so I might just put the tyres back on now. I can always paint the wheels later. What do you reckon? Should I paint the wheels to match the bike? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Now that we've cleaned up the rim and got the tyre back on, now we've got all the parts together, we shall start to reassemble the rear wheel. Here you can see I've finished off the rear wheel, and also I've repeated the whole process and done the front wheel as well. Right, here's some before and after photos. That's before, and that's what they look like now. Amazing. Great job done. Now here's a couple more pictures to look at and see what we've achieved. Thank you for watching today's episode of Practical DIY. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please remember to like, subscribe and share this video. And if you want to continue watching this series, please remember to hit the notification button, and then you can keep track of where we are. Hope you've enjoyed it again. Take care. Goodbye. See you next time.